Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the inaugural episode of Superintendents Unplugged, In Depth with Davis, the podcast where we'll dive deep into the world of educational leadership. I'm your host, Addison Davis, and I'm thrilled to have you join me as we embark on the inspiring journey together. As a superintendent once myself, I understand the challenges and complexities that come with leading a school district. But what I've come to realize is that there's abundance of amazing work being done by superintendents all across our country. This podcast is a platform to shine a spotlight on their incredible accomplishments and innovative approaches. Each episode will bring you exclusive interviews and superintendents from various districts across our country, both big and small, urban and rural, as they share their personal stories, triumphs, and even their moments of vulnerability. We will explore the strategies they employ to tackle the ever-evolving landscape of education, from fostering equity and inclusivity to embracing technology and preparing students for their future. But this podcast isn't just about showcasing success. It's about fostering a community of educational leaders who can learn from one another, share their experiences, and collectively navigate the complexities of our role. We'll discuss the tough topics as well, the difficult decisions, and the innovative solutions that are transforming education for the better. So while you're an educator, a parent, a student, or simply someone who's passionate about education, this podcast is for you. Superintendents Unplugged is your behind-the-scenes pass to the world of educational leadership, where we uncover the stories that inspire, motivate, and empower every one of us. Get ready to be inspired, challenged, and entertained as we embark on this incredible journey together. I can't wait to introduce you to the remarkable superintendents who are changing the educational landscape one district at a time. Welcome to another episode of Superintendents Unplugged, In Depth with Davis. I'm your host, Addison Davis, here from Glendale, California with Age of Learning Leadership Forum. Have a special treat, special guest today, Gladys Cruz. Thank you so very much for being here. Questar 3 School District, thank you so very much, and glad to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh.
It's been a great day of learning, and great day of networking with my colleagues from across the nation.
That's the cool part of it, right? When you get a chance to, sometimes we're so buried into our work, what's going on in the four walls we call our classroom in our school district, and we seldom get a chance to break out and to listen, learn, and grow from our colleagues. Talk about the power of that, being here and being able to engage.
Absolutely. So, superintendent is a very long job, but only if you want it to be.
That's right. I love that.
Because you can network with superintendents across your region, across your state, across the nation. And there are many professional organizations that really help you do that. Yeah. So at the state level, you always have a state superintendent association. Yeah. At the national level, ASA. Yeah. And I am the proud past president of it.
Woo woo! And talk about it. So here we are. We have a chance to interact with superintendents across the nation. Working in isolation or not, you said it well, your choice. But the power of collaboration, the power of creating our own PLCs, being involved in additional organizations, you are a fixture in that process. AASA, past president, leading the work, being the voice, being the champion for all of us out there. Thank you for your time and your service. 10 years on top of that of being a superintendent, running your school district, but also running, leading the work of AASA. Talk about the joy of that and the rationale why you take on additional responsibilities, because you are regarded by so many and a mentor for so many. Let's talk about how that happens.
So it was a true honor to be able to represent superintendents from across the nation.
That's cool.
That was very, very cool. And I really value the work that we do and the fact that we should be collaborating,
sure,
so that we can learn from each other.
That's right.
Somebody across the district may know how to solve a problem that you may be dealing with. So why reinvent the wheel?
That's right.
Collaboration, I think, is critical in these roles, and just being part of all those networks and being able to be invited to places like here,
Sure.
just to have those conversations and really stretch your mind, stretch your thinking about how schools can be different for the learners that we have today.
That's right. Awesome. I mean, looking at, whether it's on one East Coast, West Coast, no matter what, diving into leadership, diving into policy, diving into best practices, high yield strategies, looking at trends and patterns, forecasting innovation. You get a chance to do all that and still do it. As the past president, you're respected in that. And so I just thank you for what you do and what you've done continuously.
Thank you. And it was a true honor to just be elected and be able to serve that.
You just can't show up for those who are listening or watching and say, you know what, I want to be the president of the organization. You know what, you got to go and explain who you are, what you do, and why you want to make an impact. And and the nation saw it. The other thing is we talk about innovation. Innovation is our superpower, right? And, innovation isn't about doing more. It's about doing things differently. In your school district, you've done some really cool things from an innovative perspective, and you've been very creative. And innovation takes bold leadership. So let's talk about what you're doing for pathways, technical pathways, all those elements. You're giving children every day a sense of hope.
Let me start by defining innovation and how we define it.
Okay, let's do it.
So innovation with a big I is something totally new.
Okay.
Okay, and with a little I is something that you fine tune. You just do a little change around the edges.
Okay.
So a new practice in the classroom, that would be innovation with a little I.
Okay.
But if you take, for example, and start a project-based high school from the ground up.
Love it.
Cohort 9, first cohort you have, and you decide how you're going to build that high school. That is innovation with a big I.
Love it.
So we did that with a school in 2007. We came out to California and we went to visit High Tech High.
Oh.
And then we said, okay, we want to do something like this for students in our state. And we went back and we launched a school, wall-to-wall project-based learning school, created a business alliance for the school, which means that the teachers had an opportunity to create their projects with the feedback from business partners, created a foundation for the school so that group of business partners could raise funds to support student tuition and other activities, and then did a partnership with over 50 school districts so they could send us their students.
Wow.
So
50 districts.
Yes, so they are
identifying students that may be best successful in this pathway, non-traditional.
Right.
Capital I Innovation Center.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and what we did was we started with a cohort of 9th grade.
Okay.
And we, trained all of our staff on project-based learning. Students work in teams. We focus on those essential skills. I call them essential skills. They call them 21st century skills. They call them other skills.
Yeah.
I like to call them essential skills.
Sure.
Collaboration, teamwork, communication, all those skills.
Need those. So many. Every provider, every company, organization is begging for those skills to happen and to be integrated in education.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So we took those skills and we grade those students on those skills. So their report cards have those grades. Wow. And then grades on
graded on teamwork, graded on interaction, soft skills.
Yes.
Wow.
So we
that's
did
cool.
That is very cool. And then these students do over 100 presentations in the 4 years of high school. They can graduate with an associate's degree because they can take courses throughout. They also have some really neat out-of-school experiences, which are called iTurn.
Okay.
So that means that they work with their advisor to create an out-of-school experience and something they want to explore. So let's say somebody wants to explore what NASA is about. They'll create that experience and spend a week there. working alongside to see if that's really what they want to do. And they do this every year. And then they come back and they have to do a presentation on this, of course. So, and then they also have to do community service, 100 hours, a minimum of 100 hours.
That's great.
So the students are really working all the time and working in teams all the time. And if a student doesn't pull their weight, they can fire them off the team.
So peers are creating a evaluation and accountability structure for each other for pulling their own. I love that.
Yes.
You know what? That's called real world.
That is called real world. And a lot of the businesses, what they do, you know those projects that they
Yeah.
haven't gotten to?
Yeah.
They bring them and they pitch them to the students.
Yeah.
And
So
then the students take them on.
perfect. So you have companies that are local companies. They identify a problem practice. They present to the students. Students then unpacking the problem practice, trying to find resolutions. Then turnkey and present back to the organization for interaction, for validation, and for potential implementation. Wow, that is every bit of real project-based, real-world experiences needed in education. That's cool.
So it's very cool. And then we have another STEM high school on a 2-year college campus
Okay.
where students can follow pathways that they're interested in.
Okay.
And they can graduate. The goal is that they graduate in 4 years as they are completing their high school requirements. This was also an innovation with a big I. So instead of doing, you've probably heard of PTEX
Yeah.
and early college high school.
Sure.
So instead of, we got 2 grants, and instead of doing this programs here and there,
Right.
what we did is I went and partnered with the president of a 2-year college, and I said, so let's do it. And well, he came to me with the idea, and I said, let's do it. I didn't have a clue
Yeah.
as how I was going to get the money and how I was going to do it. But when these grants came along, we wrote one, hoping that we would get it. We got it. We wrote a second in case we didn't get the
Yeah. Did you
we
get
got
both?
it too.
Who's writing your grants? Don't say the name. Everybody listening may be calling and offering the jobs, but so important to have great grant writers. Congrats.
So we got both of the grants, and instead of doing these little programs, we did a comprehensive high school on the college campus. The college
So
campus
smart.
gave us a building,
Wow.
pretty much.
So that's where they're there all day.
That's
They're
why these
there
kids are there. No,
all day.
the entire college campus is their school.
Wow.
They get an ID when they go.
So they're part. What a cool inclusive opportunity.
And they get to, the professors teach them courses, they go to the classes, and we fully integrate the students into the college campus. The goal is that they, by the first year, by 9th grade, the second semester, they're taking college classes.
Right.
So that's something else that we do, and we're having a lot of fun with. We already had a junior graduate with both an associate's degree and their high school diploma, graduated from the college before high school.
Wow.
So we're also having a lot of fun with other types of innovations around technical school.
Sure.
So career and technical education.
So
we have
important.
aviation program, we have gaming program, we have culinary arts, we have, cosmetology, we have all of those, but then we have drone, aviation,
Sure.
gaming, marketing, all of those
Love
other programs as well. So we have a full, and those are 2-year programs.
Sure.
And then we have seniors only programs where students those are the students that have completed really their high school requirements and are like ready to leave school.
Yeah.
And what we do is we've created these programs that are like bridges to the college. So these are students that are
Right.
intending to go to college, and they want to go into the medical field, they want to go into the STEM field,
Sure.
they really may not be sure what they want to do. So we take those as seniors and we place them in hospitals or in an arts center or in a university, and they take their courses there. They do all of these programs have dual credits, so they all have college credits
That's awesome.
attached to them. So they get a head start regardless of the program.
And who's paying for the college credit? Your district or?
So these grants
Okay.
that I got, I paid for these college credits. And then at the Tech Valley High School, which is a collaboration with another BOCES
Yeah.
in my region, those are being paid by the foundation board. That is
awesome. You know what? Like I said, it takes courage to stand up elements and pathways that are different and that are needed by the community and desired by students. And the more that we offer them up the way that in which you did, the better we're going to come every single day to be able to help children unlock their full potential. Before we go, I've got to ask a question. For those who are watching, listening, whatever it may be, being a superintendent for 10 years isn't easy. So what's the secret recipe? For those who may be listening, what are some strategies from a superintendency should we live by, we should follow? Your guidance, your ability to have major impact across this nation, what would you say?
So have a very good relationship with your board.
Yeah.
Right?
Say that again.
Have a great relationship with your board.
That's right.
Make sure you take care of yourself.
Yeah,
so be mindful of what you eat, how you eat. Make sure you take time to do exercises, whether that's in the morning, in the evenings, or in between, whatever it may be. I have walk and talks. I invite staff to come and schedule time with me, and we go for a walk. And we talk about whatever they wish.
Awesome.
I try to get out and walk a few miles every day.
Nice.
And when I can't get out, I have a stepper at my
just get down.
I'm usually standing. So today I sat a lot. I don't usually sit. So really take care of yourself so that you can take care of others.
Love it.
And practice stay centered and why we do this work. We are here for the kids.
That's right. Thank you for being here, Gladys. And at the end of the day, the balance in life is so important. And I was guilty, and for those of you who know me, 17 hours a day working, it will soon consume you, and you lose really focus of the other side. Because in my life, and I hope that superintendents, if you're listening or watching, take the advice of mindfulness of self and create the time for you and your family. In my practitioner, in the many years I was in education, I gave the best to my school district and the rest to my family, and it wasn't right. And you got to have that balance of care. You got to have that balance of family, and you got to take care of yourself so you can psychologically, mentally feel and be inspired to continue to do great things for children. So you heard it today. When you talk about innovation, you talk about doing things differently, not offering non-traditional pathways. Students will fall in love with it. And that's by listening and learning to your communities, listening to their desires, their hopes, and really finding funding and partnerships and collaborations that allow it to become a reality. Thank you so very much here today with Gladys Cruz, who's doing some amazing work in her school district. Until next time, I'm Addison Davis. Look forward to seeing you in the classrooms.